What's up, guys? Coach Gaglione here, and this is the final episode in the Stage Ready series. If this is your first time stopping by, I'm Coach Gaglione, and this is not Gaglione Strength. This is the ride back from the Dirty Jersey back to Strong Island, New York. All right, joking aside, if this is your first time stopping by, I'm Coach Gaglione. I've been involved with powerlifting and strength coaching for over 14 years. And this is chronicling, this is the final episode chronicling my bodybuilding debut. This has been a goal that's been 5 years in the making. I've been as heavy as 340 pounds. I was about 198 pounds on stage. I just wanted to kind of unload some of my initial thoughts, reflect on the weekend a little bit, reflect on the journey. And the reason this kind of whole thing got started was back in 2015. I hit a 900-pound squat in competition, which was a long-time goal of mine. And it was awesome. It was cool. It was really cool to squat 900 pounds, but it wasn't really cool to be 340 pounds. It wasn't really cool to be unhealthy, be well over 100 pounds overweight, what we call strong and useless, basically. It was really weighing heavy on my heart because at Gaglione Strength, we preach longevity. We preach trying to get strong and perform at a high level in a healthy way, in a patient way, in a more optimal way. And I wasn't leading by example, and I certainly was not taking the advice that I would give to others. So I needed to take a step back and focus on my health first. But I really love powerlifting, and I still do. And I wanted to find a way to continue to do some of the things I love while making some positive changes in my life, both on and off the platform, both on and inside and outside of strength training. So my first objective was to just do a meet. I did a 660 deadlift in a 275 class, and then started the road to 242, the road to 220, finally the road to 198. So I'll kind of chronicle that really quickly, and I'll kind of go back to the bodybuilding. But essentially, I decided to set this goal to squat 800 pounds in 6 weight classes. So to my knowledge, I'm the first and only man to do so. It took me 6 meets, 6 tries, 6 competitions over a 3-year period from 2017, finishing up at the end of 2019. And I was successful to do that. In order to do that, I actually we made a pit stop. So after 198, I missed the 800-pound squat at 242, so I did a bulk to 242, and the bulk was quite easy. So while that was fun, it did set me back a little bit on my weight loss goals and a little bit on my health goals. So the road to 198 began once again in 2020 after my pit stop at 242. So over the next several months, I originally set out to do a bodybuilding show on May 30th of 2020. And six to seven other times NPC shows were canceled. Canceled in May, canceled in June, canceled in August, canceled in September, and even canceled in October. So luckily I connected with my friend Henri, who let me know about the Mr. America contest, which hosted in Atlantic City, New Jersey. And I was able to step on stage successfully for the first time in my life. And as a former chubby kid and someone who's been obese and over 300 pounds for most of my adult life, seeing my abs, seeing myself, I felt I did more than look the part. I really felt like I performed really well. I felt like I belonged on stage. I felt like I even had some comparable or even better body parts than some of the pros. But I ended up taking second place in the amateur division. I would be curious to see how close the scoring was. I felt like I had some better body parts than the gentleman that won, and he looked fantastic. He was very aesthetic. You could tell that I had I had a lot of these other competitors beat in terms of leg development, in terms of back development. When we turned around, it was very apparent who had the highest powerlifting total on stage, for sure. The hamstrings, the low back, the lat width. It was not even close. But I did need to bring up my arms that were noticeably lagging compared to a lot of the other competitors. In 14 years, Eddie Cohn used to say biceps are just like an ornament on a Christmas tree. So, those weaknesses were exposed. And, it was just really cool to learn a new style of training, learn the diet, learn the applications of the diet. I was very grateful to have Sean Cody in my corner, who was my posing coach and my nutrition coach. And I learned a lot. And what I loved most about Sean is Sean takes bodybuilding as serious, and his coaching style is very similar in a lot of ways to my powerlifting coaching style on game day. Sean is running around like a chicken without a head. He's making sure that the timing was right. He's making sure that my nutrient timing was correct. My warm-up timing was optimal. Much like I would with our athletes at a powerlifting meet. If you ever see me at a powerlifting meet, I can even be quite overbearing, even annoying at times, because I'm I want things done a certain way. I want things done in an optimal way. It's why you see lifters like a Larry Williams and things have such success and break all-time world records, because there's a very intricate system in place for the warm-ups, temp selection, and game day strategy. And Sean, really, you could tell Sean had a great game day strategy for myself in terms of my water intake, my eating, timing my warm-ups, timing when I pumped up, timing when I had carbs and sodium. It worked out perfect. I had my best performance in terms of my posing. And even when they called out some poses that we weren't prepared for, like the side serratus, for example, it would actually end up being one of my best shots of the day. And when you're prepared as an athlete, you just find a way to get it done, and you find a way to kind of deal with adversity. You find a way to move forward. And, I think I surprised a lot of people. I think I really impressed a lot of people. And I'm just really proud of myself. I'm proud of myself for sticking to it. In probably another episode, maybe a podcast, I will talk about some of the downsides and the negatives, and because there's certainly a price to being lean, both physically, emotionally, and even psychologically. But just like when I squatted 900 in competition and 1,000 pounds in the gym, I took my body to an extreme level that was unhealthy. I got as strong as humanly possible for my frame, I believe. And that allowed me to become a better coach. I let the pendulum swing to one extreme. And now I feel like I've done so as well as in terms of getting lean. And while most people will not want to squat 1,000 pounds, I know what it takes to get strong enough to squat 1,000 pounds. I now know what it takes to be stage-ready lean as well. And that makes me a more well-rounded coach because I have done it. I put myself through the training. I put myself through the application of the science and the knowledge. And I believe that makes me a more versatile coach because, as you know, if you've seen our gym, we have that banner, lead the front. That's the difference between like a leader and a boss. I'm not just barking orders. Like, I've done it. I've done it already. I've had 1,000 pounds in my back. I've gotten stage ready lean. And I will never ask any athlete to do something that I have not done myself. I know what it takes to be as strong as humanly possible. I know what it takes to be shredded to the bone now, and it's only going to make me a better coach. And I really wish I had learned a lot of this nutrition stuff early on. I think this really would have helped me in my earlier days in powerlifting, and it's only going to make our programs better moving forward. So in terms of what's next, you will need to stay tuned, but I'm going to be back on the road to 220. It's going to be my first series going into a clean bulk. I signed up for a powerlifting meet on December 11th, so I have some goals for that I will announce shortly. But I want to take this week to just showcase my bodybuilding journey. I want to showcase that I went from 340 pounds all the way down to 198 pounds. 197 at my lowest weigh-in. It's a 5-year process. I maintained one weight class at a time. 20, 30 pound clip chunks. Just chipped away. This is a long game. This is a long process. You should learn to enjoy the process. You should learn to, when you misstep, when you don't reach your goal in a certain time frame, it's not a failure, it's a learning experience. Every time they canceled the show date, it was a learning experience. It was a test. And I'm grateful for those obstacles, and I'm super proud of myself for pushing through during these troubling times. So if someone who is obese for most of their life can get stage ready lean and do a bodybuilding show during one of the most unpredictable times in history, it just, hopefully, my goal is it shows you what's possible. We're all capable of being better. We're all capable of being stronger. It's why I have this tattoo. This arm, boom. Dropping the hammer. When you win with the worst hand in poker, the offsuit 2 and 7, to my understanding, the poker players call that dropping the hammer. You shouldn't be able to win with the worst hand in poker in theory, but the truth is, while the odds may be stacked against you, it's not the hand you're dealt, it's how you play your cards. So no matter what situation you're in, you could always find a way to win. So I invite you to drop the hammer on 2020. You could still win with a shitty hand. And I'm living proof. That's my message for this week. Thank you guys for watching. Check out the links below and please subscribe if you want to support our page. Until next time, stay strong. And thank you for watching our Stage Ready series. And I'll see you soon.